gentlemen, here he is from the Netherlands. It's time to meet the world #1 and the reigning two-time champion of the world, mighty Michael
Welcome back to the Multiversum in Vienna for the conclusion of the Austrian Darts Open, the final session of action, which will see the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final of this £135,000 tournament. 48 players came here this weekend, 8 men are left standing, 6 different nationalities represented. Only 3 of these 8 have won a Euro Tour title before, and 2 of them face each other in our last quarter-final match. Michael Smith against Mervyn King. Daryl Gurney and Joe Cullen have both won PDC titles, but Christo Reyes, Kim Viljanen and that man there, Martin Schindler, have never won a PDC title until maybe today. It would be a huge shock if Martin Schindler were to go on and claim the title here at the Austrian Darts Open. It would be a huge shock if he even got through this quarter-final with the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. But he has already produced one shot this weekend in knocking out the #9 seed Ian White and beating him convincingly as well. Can Martin Schindler shake the world of darts to its core with victory over MVG here? I'm Dan Dawson, Paul Nicholson alongside me in commentary for the opening game of the quarter-finals here in Vienna.
First leg, Michael, to throw first. Game on.
Let battle commence, and what has Martin Schindler got in store for us tonight? Can he lift his game even more than what he's done in the last 24 hours?
Well, he's won 3 games already this weekend, Martin Schindler, one of the qualifiers to reach this stage of the tournament. You can see the #1 next to Michael van Gerwen's name on the scoreboard. He is the #1 seed. Seeded players entered the stage, the second round stage yesterday. Martin Schindler had to play on Friday the opening round when he saw off Roby John Rodriguez, and a heck of a lot of support in the crowd for the Austrian in that one, but it didn't faze Schindler, who came through a bit of a slog, won it 6-4, but then that display against Ian White
82
was magnificent from Schindler. Won it 6-2, he was 5-0 up. But Michael van Gerwen,
140.
you get the feeling, even though MVG has only averaged about 95 for the tournament so far, even if Schindler put in a display like he did against Ian White, it still might not be enough.
58, Michael Van.
Very true. You can tell by the look of Michael van Gerwen, he's ready for tonight.
98.
He's had 2 games already with Christian Kallinger, which was pretty comfortable, and Vincent van der Meer, where he had a tiny wobble, even though he was 5-0 up. Just get the feeling that he knows that this is the session that counts.
32.
He's got here, and now he's just got to step on the gas a bit.
16.
More dramas. Schindler not worrying him in this leg, but he's got to be wary of those misses later in the match. Hold on a minute.
140, Michael Van. 16.
Well, Michael van Gerwen has missed 6 darts to win this opening leg after seemingly cruising towards the opener. And a 1-3-2 for Schindler. Oh, does he go for it again? There's plenty of room in that bullseye.
Go for it. Oh! That was in if the dart wasn't there, I guarantee you that.
Michael, you require 8.
Well, we're about to find out if someone's got the voodoo doll out.
Game shot in the
They
first
don't.
leg. Michael Van Gogh.
In my own head.
To throw first. Game
Got away with that one. You don't often see 19-dart legs at the start of matches for Michael Van Gerwen.
Well, certainly not when
136.
he looked to be on for a 12-darter. But Martin Schindler in that game against Ian White, which is
140.
the standout game in Martin Schindler's big stage career, really. Averaged just shy of 100 in that, but for the vast majority, the first 5 legs, certainly, he was down to a finish
58.
after 9 darts in every single one of them. He was consistently hitting the 60 and the 57, and it put him in positions to win legs and put pressure on Ian White. And he has to put pressure on Michael Van Gerwen here.
121.
I think mostly with the Ian White game, he didn't just prove to us in the commentary box about the fact that he could go to that level. He proved it to Ian White and all the other players. He's almost laid down a marker for the rest of his career.
Not one
97.
swallow does not a summer make. He has to go and do that again, and he has to do it again on a regular basis if he's going to be a top player. But encouraging signs this weekend from Martin Schindler.
140.
Just the 3rd German through to a quarter-final on the European Tour. Max Hopp's done it. Dragutin Horvat has done it as well. Went for the 180 to leave double 15. But this for a breaker throw. Oh, double top.
Game
And
shot
there it
in the
is.
second leg.
Michael Van Gerwen, 11 darter, 2-0. And Martin Schindler,
throw first.
well,
Game on.
he is learning what it takes to win these quarter-finals on the Euro Tour.
101.
Well, if Martin Schindler was to get through the world number 1 here, he would be only the 4th German to make an appearance
140.
in a semi-final in a pro-ranked event.
Well,
Bearing in mind
be
that none
enormous,
of
isn't
them actually made the final, but he would only be the 4th to make the semi-finals. One of them is Andre Velga.
Max Hopp is not among that
81.
list, is he?
He is
Quarterfinals
not.
is the best he's done.
Michael Rosenauer.
Wow. There's a name.
125.
I'll let you get the other one.
I think, even though he didn't go by this moniker at the time, it's
125. Michael
Jihan
135.
Bingo. 60 for Bull. Would have gone for it. If he'd have hit it.
99. Martin, you
Schindler has an outside chance.
155.
Big finishes can change matches. Get the feeling he's not coming back to the board though.
95. Michael, you require 36.
double 18 for 3-0. And MVG is halfway to a place in the semi-finals as he goes in search of a 17th Euro Tour title. It's the second meeting of these two in quite quick succession because, of course, they did clash in the World Cup of Darts when Germany met the eventual champions, the Netherlands.
140.
And Martin Schindler led 2-0 against Michael Van Gerwen. And he had little chances later on in that game,
140.
but he did lose the next 4 legs and went down 4-2. And, of course, they were beaten in the pairs as well because, I mean, the Netherlands are pretty much unbeatable in pairs formats of the World Cup. They just seem to dovetail so superbly, Michael Van Gerwen and Raymond van Barneveld.
96.
I got word that Raymond van Barneveld's going to try and qualify for next week.
Really?
I have it reliably informed.
100.
Raymond, I'm going to play every tournament this year, Van Barneveld, the very same.
Raymond, I've been to the Seychelles, Barneveld.
Ah, that one. Another 19 will leave 170. And that's even better.
133.
Gonna have another crack at that 1-3-2, Dan.
Bull, double 16. It is absolutely wonderful. And Michael Van Gerwen's left 130.
132.
It's as vintage, this shot, as Steve Beaton.
Oh, now, is there room?
I don't think there was, you know. I think the 42 on that shot is the way to go. It just kicked down a little bit and it covered the bullseye.
76.
It looked
Michael
harder than the
130.
previous one, didn't it?
It did.
Maybe a go at the bullseye here. Has to find the treble 20. Or Schindler could get a leg. Oh, no. Oh, it's
He's done the Merv swerve around the first dart to give himself the bullseye for the leg.
And 4-0.
Ooh,
close.
Martin, you require
Martin
36.
Schindler, this has to go. If he has to, harbours any hope of coming back into this match, it's got to go. Double top. Double 10.
46. Michael, you got
And
25.
already you feel the chance of a shock victory for Schindler
a
may
full flag.
have slipped
Michael
through his
Wenger.
fingers, because it's 4-0 with a double
flag,
break,
Michael, who's
and the
the
world
reverse.
number one
Game on.
is just taking care of business.
Well, at 4-0 down, he needs to drink from the Warren Parry glass of Kool-Aid.
120.
Michael van Gerwen, 95 tournament average. You know, he threw a 95 average and a 96 average in his previous 2 games, and this is a man who usually averages more, in excess of 110 more often than he averages less than 100 nowadays.
95.
He's just quietly averaging 105 right now, because this is what he does. He gets to the final session, and nobody in the world is more experienced at knowing how to up his game towards the conclusion of tournaments than MVG.
84.
He's like one of those annoyingly expensive cars. He can cruise at 100 miles an hour, and it just doesn't seem like he's making an effort.
140.
Well, he's just on autopilot there. I mean, he's tried to hit another 180 back-to-back to leave, what, 21? But...
120. Michael, you got
There's
61.
been a lot of darts on the floor in this match from both guys. Double 18, 5-0.
A shot and a
5-0 it is.
Michael van Gerwen.
And as much as the crowd are trying to get
Silver
behind
Martin
Martin
to
Schindler, they
reverse.
feel
Game on.
this is quite academic.
Michael van Gerwen now is averaging, look, 11,
57.
13, 14, 11. He is averaging 111-ish. I mean, it is, there you go, 110 and a half. Michael van
96.
Gerwen got his game out of the way, first one against Vincent van der Meer this afternoon. Gone away, gone back and prepared. And MVG, the Euro Tour dominating MVG,
125.
has turned up for the evening session. And he can play like this all night. Make no mistake about it.
Yes, he can. And he'll have
44.
seen the performance of Joe Cullen and the competitive nature of MVG. He goes out there thinking, I can beat that.
Ah.
I don't want you to have the biggest average of the weekend. I want to win this and have the best of everything.
99.
I want to have the highest finish as well. Likelihood is he'll probably leave something like 170 on purpose.
He does tend to, doesn't he?
61.
I wouldn't bet against him leaving 160 his next visit, but Schindler has a chance to take him out of the equation anyway.
140.
Yeah, good dance from Martin Schindler. Leaves himself 80. Oh, well, no finish for MVG. So Martin Schindler to get a leg on the board. Oh, why not? Oh, Martin.
I like that, you know. I like that a lot. He's entertaining, Martin Schindler. Look at Van Gerwen. He likes it as well. He's thinking, I would have done exactly the same.
Well, look, when your opponent's on 200, you can do pretty much what you like. But when your opponent's Michael van Gerwen, he's not going to be very far behind for very
64.
long. Double 16 for Martin
32.
Schindler to avoid being bageled by the world number one. Yeah, there it is. Good stuff, Martin Schindler, and he can enjoy it.
Seven flag, Michael to throw first.
He might be in a very serious tournament and he might be in the biggest game of his life. But it doesn't mean you can't have fun.
58.
I really thought he was going for treble 20, and when it hit the tops, I thought, you're a genius, man. That is a good sign of confidence.
You know what? He's averaging 96, Martin Schindler. I mean, the thing is, I mean, he's just not really
93.
been allowed to do anything by Michael van Gerwen.
Thing is, Michael would have done...
140.
He's done that same kind of thing, isn't he? He's done the Hollywood shot when he's miles in front. It's entertaining. We entertain as well as go up there to win.
Yeah, and Michael always
100.
talks about it, doesn't he? He said it, when we speak to him all the time because he wins loads of tournaments. But he always says he wants to go up there and put on a
95.
show for people. There's 2,300 fans here in the multiverse. They've paid their money and they want to be entertained. They want to see the best darts players in the world. But Michael van Gerwen sees himself as an entertainer.
126.
Well, a lot of people in the top 10 and the top 32 now do understand that whole thing. Peter Wright's definitely got that down.
Yeah, completely.
85.
It's being able to be an entertainer, but also play your best darts. You've still got to play world-class darts, but if you can do it and put a few smiles on people's face at the same time.
123.
Why not? 1, 2, 3. Is it as easy as ABC? It might be. It isn't.
98.
One match start missed by Michael Van
86.
Gerwen, and 86 for a break of throw. And remember Warren Parry, the man who was 5-0 down to Michael Van Gerwen in the World Series. And he came back, did Warren Parry, and he won it 6-5. Martin Schindler, it's a faint hope. Oh, it's fallen out the ball! Brutal. A savage misfortune for Martin Schindler. Pat on the back from MVG, but I'm not really sure that's much consolation. Double A, a smirk from Michael Van Gerwen, and a 6-1 win for the world number 1.